Welcome to another episode of Mock Interview with Ankit Jain. So this is me, Ankit Jain. So I'm a technical architect at an MNC. I'm 18X certified. I'm active in Salesforce events. This is my LinkedIn URL. So you can do a scan. On this LinkedIn URL, I post the upcoming sessions, and also I share like any job openings which I find on LinkedIn. I try to reshare it so that the people are benefited. I also run a WhatsApp group where we share means there are around 300 members where we share a Salesforce related information and any upcoming job openings as well. So today we have one of our participants who is having 2 years of experience. So we'll be doing a mock interview with her. So let's get started. Uh, yeah. Hi Prasanna. So uh, uh, shall we get shall we get started? Okay. Let's start with your brief introduction.
Yes, Ankit. This is Prasanna from Hyderabad. I have 3 years experience as a Salesforce developer.
Yeah, please continue.
Yes. One second. Okay. I have 3 years experience as a Salesforce developer, and my skills are Salesforce admin and development. When it comes to admin, I'm good at object relationships, user and access management, security and sharing settings, data management, and automation tools and deployment tools. And in development, I'm skilled at Apex classes, triggers, test classes, integrations, and asynchronous Apex. And currently, I hold two certifications, associate and admin. Now I'm preparing for the PD1, and I worked on two projects. One is workforce management and order management. In workforce management, the restaurants used to send emails to the support email address when whatever the issues they are facing, like a technical issue or login issues. Okay. Technical issues or login issues. We integrated Zendesk in our Salesforce that will convert the mails to the tickets and assign it to the team. And my role is to maintenance of Zendesk integration and sharing settings and sending marketing mails to the team when new features are added, and generating reports based on the client requirement. And I worked on some POCs also. And in work order management, the project is customers buy bulk products related to the furniture. In this Sales Cloud application, process the customer from lead to order. And my role is to I worked on object relationships, security and sharing settings, order management, data loader, and process builder, chain set. And in development, I worked on Apex classes, triggers, test classes, integrations to send order details to the third party system, and asynchronous Apex, future method, batch Apex, and schedulable Apex.
Two things. First part is the actual introduction was not actually brief. It was like far too much. So keep it short. And certifications
Okay.
you mentioned that should come in after you're saying like you have 3 years of experience. After that, you can put in like I hold two certifications,
Okay,
and
Ankit.
then you can talk about like my skill set includes whatever you told,
Hmm.
and then ask the panel like if they would want to hear about the latest projects which you worked on, and then the panel would say yes, but after that only you start the project introduction.
Okay,
Otherwise,
okay.
yeah. So you mentioned about means as I can recollect, you said about the Zendesk integration for ticket logging, right?
Yes, Ankit.
Uh,
That is a maintenance project, but I never. Sorry, not. I'm not. I'm not worked on that, but I have knowledge on that.
Hmm. See, whatever project you are comfortable on, just prepare one project where you know end-to-end things.
Order management project, Ankit.
Okay, you know in and out of that.
Yes, yes, Ankit.
Okay, so then don't talk about Zendesk. Just talk about like you worked on the integration, like while giving the introduction, like you worked on integrations as well.
Okay, Ankit. Okay.
Yeah. So when you talk about like the project, can you again summarize for me the order management related project? What exactly the journey was? What was the business purpose? What are the actors and what was it doing? What were the
No,
capabilities?
actually, the project is the customers buy bulk products like furniture. So for the organizations like schools and colleges.
Okay.
So so we use Sales Cloud to there we process the customers from lead to order. Once if they are interested to buy the products for their organization, so we'll convert the lead to account and contact opportunity. Then the process from the account to we follow up the client from the lead to order management. Sorry, orders. Once the payment is done, we'll deliver the products.
So how the leads were coming into the system?
The leads, the marketing team will contact with the customers.
So it was manual.
Not manual. They are using marketing cloud. I think
That would be just for sending emails.
not for
Uh,
sending. Sorry.
then for which purpose
They,
the
they
means?
have the marketing cloud also. I worked on sales cloud.
Okay, not a problem. So when the leads came into the system, so who would be working on that? So the business team or there is a separate sales team who
There is a
work.
sales team and marketing team also, Ankit. The sales team will convert the lead to account and contact opportunity.
Okay. So what was the different important factors like which where I would say like the qualification criteria, like there would be some fields, right? Like how would you judge like a person is actually interested, like we are sure about the interest and we convert it into account and contact. There would be some fields, right?
Uh, yes, Ankit.
Any one or two fields can you mention?
Uh, uh,
Mm,
I am unable to recall it. There are some.
okay, not a problem. So the next thing I would ask is like, so it was account contact opportunity. So uh, what was the means? You had the person accounts or it was a business account?
Business accounts only, Ankit. We never use the person accounts. We have
Okay,
a business accounts only.
okay. So after that, account contact opportunity is created in. So on the
Then
opportunity,
opportunity is opportunity line items will be added. There are products and price book entries also there. So
no.
once
So
the
how would that?
opportunity,
How does that happen? Like I can understand like from lead to account contact. Opportunity that would be happening through contact means convert button or was it through some automation?
when the lead is converted, account contact opportunity automatic
No,
we
no,
will
no,
create
no, no. The lead that clicking on the button means it is happening manually, like through the convert button, the lead conversion, or
it is
uh,
manually converting lead to contact, lead to opportunity.
okay, manual button is there
Yeah.
convert through that only it's happening in.
Yes, Ankit. Manually they are converting lead to opportunity.
Okay, so tell me, like when we do so, where do we have that option of mapping the converted, like the lead fields to account contact opportunity?
In lead status, we need to change the converted close
No, there are some automatically some fields the mapping you can set right after the means doing the conversion.
closed
The
or lead status. We need to change the closed or converted.
no, I'm not talking about that. I'm asking about like there are fields like suppose in the lead there would be some fields that you would want to copy it to account and contact and opportunity during conversion. So there is a option that we have to manage this. So I'm asking about that option where we have that.
Don't have idea, Ankit.
No worries. Go to lead object, and in the lead object, when you click on fields and relationship, on the right side you will see option of map fields to uh, map fields. You will see an option. So there you get an
Okay.
option to do that mapping. Like you can add in your custom fields as well, whichever you created. So doing the conversion, those will be mapped automatically, and you would be able to do the conversion, and the things would work out. So
Oh, okay, Ankit. I'm noting.
okay, so in the sales process, what are the different status values you had?
Sorry, in the sales process.
Yeah, for the opportunity, there would be a sales process, right?
Yeah, yes, Ankit. Mm,
No worries. There should be a. It actually defines the set of checklist values that you would have for opportunity. So that
yes.
comes under your sales process. Read about that.
Okay. Okay.
The next thing is about like how when do you link like when the lead is captured, so do you capture that product or means how will you are you managing like furniture, like suppose I assume like if it's like institutional lead where they would be purchasing multiple furniture, like say for if it is for a like big businesses, like there would be multiple table chairs and all of that furniture. So how these would be products I assume in the system, right?
Yes, Ankit. Those are the products.
So how do you tag that in the lead interest, like or you are capturing that after means without knowing like they are interested in a particular product you are converting.
Yes, actually, the marketing team have contacts with organizations, Ankit, schools and colleges.
No, no, no. My question is different. My question is like suppose how do you know like when you are capturing the lead at that time you are you tagging that like I'm interested in say only table, I'm interested only in chair, like that are you capturing that on the lead or
No, Ankit, we are not capturing the details, whether they are interested to buy the products or not. That only we are capturing.
okay, so then when they work on the opportunity at that time you are adding the opportunity means adding the products on the opportunity.
Yes, Ankit, yes.
Okay, got it. So after that opportunity is when the sales team work on that opportunity. So after conversion, what you are doing in after
Um,
opportunity is closed. Uh,
Once the opportunity is closed, we'll create a quote.
okay,
Uh, Once
the
customer is satisfied with the quote and they are ready to give a contract, we'll take the contract details also.
okay,
How long they want? 1 year
okay,
maximum. People will take the 1 year contract.
okay. So tell me like the code standard means sales cloud code you're using or is there any managed package that is involved here?
No, sales cloud quote only we are using.
And the code actual the PDF that is being generated, is it through some managed package or standard feature only we are utilizing?
Only standard features only, Ankit.
Okay,
We are not using any managed packages, and we don't have that much complex calculations.
okay, got it. So there would be only means multiple code. multiple quotes, I assume you are capturing would be happening in, right?
Sorry, multiple codes.
Yeah, for that specific opportunity, there would be multiple quotes that would be generated.
Yes, Ankit.
Okay. So after the quote is approved, what you are doing?
Once the quote is approved, we'll create a contract. With
Oh,
the contract period, maximum people will take 1 year contract.
okay,
If they are okay with the 1 year contract, they will do the payment. Once the payment is done, we'll create an order.
okay. So how the
Uh,
payment is captured?
that is third party system. We are taking the details from the third party system. Some integrations are there. We are storing the payment method and payment amount and all the details in our system.
So payment you are capturing as a means, how your means, what object is that a custom object or any standard object that are you're
Standard
utilizing?
objects. We prefer all the standard objects, Ankit. Only
Then
some custom objects are created, but maximum we use a standard objects only in this project.
payment of means you would have the Salesforce billing also in place because payment object is available only in Salesforce billing, not in the regular Sales Cloud.
Sorry, payment.
Payment standard object is available only with Salesforce billing, not with the regular Sales Cloud.
Sales Cloud, in Sales Cloud also there is a payments object.
That payment object will be available only when you have the Salesforce billing. Other than that, payment of the Sales Cloud, it's not available.
Okay,
But you saw it in there because they had the Salesforce billing.
okay, okay.
So other than that, so you are capturing the payments after payment is done. So what's the means the cycle closes, right? So are you giving any portal to them or
The order, we are creating order.
okay, no, how
Sorry,
they
once the
were,
payment is done, we'll create a order and we are sending order details to the third party system.
okay. So after that third party
Sorry,
uh,
Ankit, you can tell.
yeah, I'm just asking like what happens like after that order is generated, so it would take some time. So in that order, like there would be, I assume there would be some logistic charges and all of those. So it is a multi-currency or it is a single currency? Hello? Is it a
It is.
single
Sorry,
currency? It is single currency or it is multi-currency?
yes.
1 minute, seems some issue at of net from my side. Give
Your
me,
voice is not audible, Ankit. Uh,
yeah, I got it. I got it. Give me 1 minute.
Ankit, your voice is not. It is audible.
Okay. So while you were creating that order, so there would be some means. What are the different charges you are considering? Is it like what price actually? What how many different price books you have?
Different price book. Actually, currently, they are giving some offers on some products.
So
For some products, they are giving different two types of offers they are giving. So total actual price and two types of offers, three price books are there currently.
okay, got it. Uh, so
Based on the client depends on the client how much products they are buying. They are adding the price book.
okay, got it. So after any portal, there is there any self-service portal that is available to the client where they can track the status, raise complaints or anything like that?
Raise complaints. I don't have idea, but I think they have Service Cloud because
Okay,
many customers using this one. So I
okay,
think they
got
have
it.
a Service Cloud.
Okay, got it. Tell me, since you worked on since you worked on this entire Sales Cloud, tell me about the different capabilities like Sales Cloud offers, like for which the customers use that.
A Sales Cloud offers means the entire process we can do with the standard objects. We no need to create a custom objects, I think.
No, 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 any specific features that are available, like forecasting or anything like that.
Forecasting means no, I don't have idea, but whatever the features we have, reports and dashboard, that is enough for the Sales Cloud, I think.
Learn about the features, actual power of Sales Cloud.
The special features, I don't have idea, Ankit, about the
No,
special features.
no, no. It's what I mean is you Sales Cloud features you can Google on Salesforce, and then
Okay,
Salesforce gives you the entire details, like what are the different things that are available,
okay.
automating codes, controlling pricing.
Yes, there are
It,
CPQ packages also, but currently we don't have that
not talking
much
about that.
complex.
What I'm saying is these are the features:
Okay, okay,
account contact, lead management, forecast management, process automations, built-in AI. So there are like features, not too many features that are available here. So you can go through those, and what are the feature means important features, you can just list them, because obviously
okay,
since you worked on Sales Cloud, so people will be expecting like what are the powers that it has. So you worked on
okay.
upcoming, since you worked on this implementation, you would be familiar with account and contact, right?
Yes, Ankit.
So what is the relationship between account and contact?
Account and contact lookup relationship, Ankit. But when we delete an account, parent also when we delete a parent, child will also delete in this. This is a special type of relation, like a cascade lookup relationship cascade, Ankit.
Delete, cascade delete, yeah. Yeah, so
Cascade
the
delete, yes, cascade delete.
okay, have you written any test classes?
Yes, Ankit.
So, if suppose there's an API, assume like you have like assume like you have actually an integration that you have done, and sorry, you are doing a call out. Now for the test classes, how would you?
Okay.
What would you do to write a test class for a code that has a call out in place?
For third party call outs, you're saying.
Yes, like assume like you are hitting say Google API. So, like,
Okay.
when you write, what would me, how would you write a test class for such scenarios?
Hmm.
Uh, 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 no, I can summarize that for you. Like, we have the option of implementing the HTTP callout mock, through which we can override the respond method. So, where we would be sending the mock response, so that since in the actual test class, you get an error like you can't do a call out.
Yes, I got it. The mock response also we need to create a test classes. Whatever the response the target source is giving, that we need to create
Yes, you have to do it manually. Yes.
manually. We need to create.
Yes. So that's around the HTTP callout mock.
Okay.
Then other than that, are you familiar with Tethered test setup?
Yes, test. test data and test setup.
Test setup, test setup.
Yes, Ankit.
Okay, why
Test
do
setup.
why? No worries, you
Sorry.
can. No, I was just about to ask you about. Can you detail on that?
Yes, test setup means in test classes we usually create a test data for testing. So when we use a test setup annotation, we no need to create a test class, test data for every method. Once we de- Once we create a test data that is available, whatever the data we have written in the test setup, that will be available enter the class. So no need to create a separate test data for every method, and we can use only one test setup method in a class.
Okay, can I have COL data equal to true and at the test setup at the same time?
No. CL data equal to true means that we can access the org data. So when we have access to the org data, there is no need of creating test data. So we can use either CL data equal to true or the test setup annotation. Only one we can use.
Okay. Tell me about test dot start test and stop test.
Test that start is to initiate the governor limits, and test or stop test is to uh, it will means reassign. It will release the governor limits, stop test, and one method test or start test method, and one test or stop test method. So whatever the queries we want to write, that we can write it in a insert or DML statements uh, in between the test or start test method and test or stop test method.
Actually, when we write test dot stop test, whatever are the asynchronous methods that are executed, they would become synchronous. So it would force the asynchronous methods to become synchronous, so that after test dot stop test, you can apply your assertions.
Okay.
The next thing is around like system dot runners. Have you heard about that? Do you know about system dot runners?
Yes, system dot run as. Yes, I heard about this.
So system dot runners is
To log
used.
in as a user, whatever the user have access, that as per the sharing settings, that will be available. System dot run as.
Basically, what we want
I
is
have
like
it.
yeah. So I will summarize it for you. Like test dot stop means the system dot runners. What it does is like you can define like under through which user context you want to actually run that code. Like in the practical scenario, you won't be means you want to test the functionality. So suppose if that functionality is available for a call center agent,
Okay.
and they should not be able to edit. So you can create a user in the your test class, and then pass it in the system.runners, and then you can try to delete that record. So it would throw you an exception. So this way your actual functionality would get validated, like whether you have written the right set of settings in your profile permission sets or not.
Okay. Okay, Ankit.
Also, there's one more use case, like this is the actual core use which I talked mentioned. The other use case is like suppose you have the mixed TML. For that
Hmm.
also overcoming that also you can use that.
Okay.
Can you tell me about mixed TML?
Sorry, HTML.
Mixed TML.
Mixed DML. Okay. Actually, mixed DML is nothing but when we write it to DML statements like a setup object and non-setup objects. Setup objects are nothing but users, profile, and non-setup account contact opportunity. When we write these DML statements in one transaction, then we'll get a mixed DML error, mixed DML issue. So to prevent this, that is possible in future method. In asynchronous epics future method, uh, we can get this. We can do this mixed DML. Ankit.
If suppose this error you are getting in a test class, what would you do?
Um, then we'll write a asynchronous apex future method.
Okay. There's another way to do so is like keep one object outside and then use system.run as and create that data using another user, or pass your own user in system.run as and then execute that block. The context would get changed, so you won't get mixed email
Okay.
because it changes the current user's context, right?
Yes, yes.
So that's why it is useful in those scenarios as well. Can you tell me about the best practices of writing Apex code?
The best practice is to write one trigger for one object. Even if we write multiple triggers, but we can show the order of execution and avoid for loops, avoid nested for loops, writing one for loop in another for loop, and avoid hard code IDs and bulkification. When we write a code, that code should must work for multiple records, not a single record, and follow the follow the governor limits when we write any code, and preventing queries in a for loops, and okay, and use boolean variables to avoid the recursion, and use context variables, and trigger should be without logic. The logic should be written in apex class only.
Use list or map wherever applicable.
Yes, yes, yes. Use non-primitive data types to avoid the
List or
governor
map?
limit issue.
No, list or map. Use queries
List or map.
within. Yeah, through that you would be
Okay.
able to avoid
List
multiple
of
things.
avoid governor. Yes, yes, Ankit.
Okay. Means what is the base class which all the objects extend?
Basic class.
Base
Sorry.
class, base class, like as in oops. Do you know about a subject class or a subjects?
Yes, Ankit, I know about it.
Tell me where when
A subject.
you.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean a subject. Yes.
so when we not sure about the objects or fields, then we can use as subject.
Okay. Tell me, means can you tell me about the order of execution of triggers in Salesforce?
Yes, Ankit. The order of execution starts from it loads the records from the data. First, it loads the records from the database. Then it loads the records from the input request and override the existing values. Then a record trigger flows will be executed to run before the record is saved. Then all before triggers will be executed. Then execute validation rules, duplicate rules. Then the record will be saved to the database but not committed. Then execute all after triggers and assignment rules, auto response rules, workflow rules. Then escalation rules will be executed. Then process automations will be Salesforce flow automations will be executed. Then record trigger flows will be executed to run after the record is saved. Then entitlement rules will be executed. After that, roll up summary fields will be executed. If parent record contain a roll up summary field, then that will be going to the save procedure. After that, grandparent record contain a sales roll up summary field, that will be saved. Then criteria based sharing rules will be executed. After that, DML statements will be committed to the database. At last, once the DML statements will be committed to the database, then post DML logic like sending emails and asynchronous epics will be executed.
One thing that you mentioned incorrectly is around like validation rules. They would get executed even before flows.
Once the first before trigger flows and before triggers executed, then validation rules and duplicate
No,
rules, right?
no, 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 no. I'm not talking about duplicate rules. I'm talking about the validations.
Okay. I think validation rules executes after the record trigger flows and before triggers.
It executed multiple times. See
Okay.
here.
Okay, Ankit.
Uh, Give me one sec. The next thing is around LWC. And do you know about LWC?
Yes, I have very basic knowledge in LWC, Ankit.
Always use the word elementary.
Yes, elementary knowledge in LWC.
Okay. Tell me, like, what are the three decorators that we have in LWC?
Yes, a track, wire, and API decorators we have in LWC.
Okay. Suppose whenever a component loads, I want to do a query on a particular object. So, where should I write that query or call the server method for that?
Sorry, where should uh,
In which block? Like there's various lifecycle hooks, right? So where should I write that? Write that. You should write it in connected callback.
yes, Ankit, connected callback.
Why not rendered callback?
Mm, that will execute when we load the page connected callback.
Yeah. So multiple times, whenever a variable value would change, then the render callback would get executed.
Okay.
So multiple times that method would get called. So don't do any queries in rendered callback.
Okay.
Other than that, you can talk about like the security model of Salesforce.
Security model in Salesforce, we can control the data using object level security, record level security, field level security, and record level security. Object level security and field level security controlled by using profile and permission set. And the record level security is controlled by using org-wide default role hierarchy, sharing rules, and manual sharing. Sharing rules have two types: criteria based sharing rules and owner based sharing rules. And when it comes to profile and permission set, profile and permission set both are works like the same. Like both have a group of permissions and settings. Profile defines what user can do in Salesforce, means which objects they can access, whether they can edit or create or update the data, that we can define with the profile and permission set. So here we have options like create, read, edit, view all, and modify all in profile. So we can do tab settings, object settings, field settings, and page layouts, lightning pages. We can do all these. We can control all these things in a profile and permission set. And permission set is like a profile, but to give extra access, we'll use a permission set. Suppose if the profile have access to manager profile have access to create, edit, and don't have access to delete, then we can create a permission set with delete access and assign it to the manager. The manager, whoever want the extra access, that we can do it with a permission set. And record level, field level security, object level security, that both will controlled by the profile and permission set. And record level security, org-wide defaults. In org-wide defaults, we have a different types of accesses. The access will be open up with the org-wide default. First, the access will be opens up with the org-wide default in a record level security. So if we change the record as a private, then the record owner have access to create, edit, and delete the records when we make the record as a private. So like that, we have options in org defaults like private, public read only, public read write transfer. Do I need to describe all those things clearly?
See, actually, you didn't explain means I understood your intent, but it's not that much clear. So when you mention about the Orgo defaults as private, mention it like those records, like the person would means if a person who is not an owner would only see the records that he owns.
Okay.
When a OWD of an object say account is private, then only that owner would be able to see that record. No other person apart from his manager would be able to see that.
Okay.
That is OWD private. So you explained it in a different way, but to make it quite simple, otherwise it actually seemed as something different actually when you explained. So you mentioned
OWD
about
private means only the record owner have access to the record to change, edit, and delete, right?
yeah, only the record owner, yes.
Only the record owner have access to the record.
That's it. Don't mention about create, read, edit, and all. Just mention like the only that would be like what he can do would be determined by their profiles. So don't
Okay.
go into
WD
that.
private means only the record owner have access to the record. If it is public read only means only the record have access to the record.
If
And
if suppose I'm not the owner, then still I would be able to see read that data.
when we enable the role hierarchy for that object, then the people in the above the role hierarchy can access the data.
Yeah, correct.
If it is OWD read only, all users can access the data. All users can view the data.
We'll be able
Only
to
the record
read.
owner can have access to the entire
Edit.
record.
Yeah, yeah. Then, yeah. Apart from OWD, what is the next level of access?
Role hierarchy. Next, the
After apart from role
access opens up
hierarchy,
with the role hierarchy.
apart from
Sharing rule.
after yeah, sharing rule.
Yes.
What are different kinds of sharing rule you have?
Criteria based sharing rule and owner based sharing rule.
There's another guest sharing rule as well.
Manual guest sharing rule.
Yeah.
So that is for the guest user, I think.
Yes.
Guest. Yes. Okay.
But you should mention that.
Okay. Guest user.
Apart from that,
Manual sharing.
okay. Apart
With
from that,
OWD role hierarchy. Sharing rules and manual sharing.
teams for
Teams.
account, we have account teams. You have case teams. We have opportunity teams.
Okay. I don't have account teams. What is account teams? We'll create a group of accounts as account teams.
No, no, no. There's an account. Like suppose, like how we call. Sometimes we actually refer like our clients as accounts. So on that account, there are like say you want like two, three people to work for that specific account only. So give that access means add those people in your account teams, and you can also set a default account team. Like suppose whenever a new account comes to you, then your company heads should automatically be added to that, should have access to that record. So,
Okay.
so you write an automate, me you set a default account team and add those people in. So whenever new account comes, they already get that access.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Same way we have the case team as well. So where we can control and these under that team's access, you can control whether you want to give the read access or read write access.
Okay.
Uh, Next thing, you can also like, have you heard about implicit sharing?
Sorry.
Implicit sharing.
Implicit. No, with sharing. I have idea about with sharing and without sharing.
There's another implicit sharing as well.
Uh, don't have idea.
None
It is
about
also
that.
same as like with sharing or without sharing or
It's a little different. Like for few of the scenarios, like say account, like if suppose you have access to a particular account, then automatically you get read access of your related contacts.
yes, yes, I have idea about this.
And we call it
Yes.
implicit
If I have
sharing.
account, if I have access to the account, then I have access to the contacts and opportunities also
Yeah,
uh,
by
related to
default.
the account.
Yeah, we call actually the technical term for that is implicit sharing.
Okay.
Then the next thing is around, I already talked about the, see, also one thing I would like to add, like also mention about the restriction rules as well.
Restriction rules. Okay. Where I need
Or
to mention this restriction rules in record level security.
yes,
Okay.
means you it should be clear like you are familiar with the latest changes that ASUS is making in.
Okay. This restriction rules to filter out the data. To filter
After
out the data means
after
after
OWD.
OWD. Yes,
Yeah,
after the sharing settings, whatever the data the user is having, that will be filtered by the restriction rules.
yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. Uh, you mentioned about like governor limits. So how do you check the governor limits actually?
We have a limit clause there. We can get limit queries and get queries and get limit queries. So get limit queries gives the total number of governor limits.
Yeah, got it, got
We
it.
have.
Yeah, understood that you know about
By using
those.
that, we can check the with if condition. We can check that how many governor limits left.
Yeah, good. Uh, then next thing is around like you worked on the SQL queries, right? So, uh,
Yes,
t-
Ankit.
uh, do you know about which security enforced?
Security enforce rules.
Which security enforced? That's a tag that is there in SQL.
No, Ankit. Security enforce.
Yeah. And about the security in SOQL, under that many things actually come up. First thing is like which system mode, which user mode, which security enforced, and remove.
System mode means as per the settings of the user have access to the records.
Yeah,
Not records, objects and yes, objects, fields and records as per the system mode. User mode, when it is system mode, irrespective of security settings, the user have access to the entire record.
yeah.
Bypass sharing rules. Sorry, you.
It will
Other one is
bypass. Which security enforced?
I have idea about system mode, user mode. User mode means it will sorry. If it is user mode, it will consider the sharing settings of the user.
Yeah, and it won't show all the data.
Yes. As per the sharing settings, whatever the data the user can access, that will be that we can access.
In a query, like how do you access the parent? Suppose you are querying on a contact
Okay.
and you want to suppose get means write a query in the chat where you get the account name from contact.
Child to parent or
Yeah,
not write a child to parent query.
yeah. In the chat, you can just mention that because means looking at the candidates how they are coming in, it has become very much important to validate the basic knowledge on SOQLs. Yeah. So suppose it's if it is the other way around, like from an account, I want to find out all the related contacts. How would you do that?
From account.
Yeah,
Subquery, we need to write a subquery, child to
yeah,
parent to child.
yeah.
Select account.
Are you sure it is right?
Sorry.
Are you sure that the second query is right?
Yes, Ankit.
No, it is not, unfortunately, because contacts would come instead of just contact.
Oh, sorry. Mm,
And tell me like why contacts should come, not contact.
sorry. All the related contacts means the in clause we need to write
No,
where
I'm
ID.
talking about no, I'm not talking about that. Instead of contact, why contacts word should come instead of contact.
There is a relationship between account and contact. The
Yeah,
relationship field name we need to give.
yeah, child relationship name.
Child relationship name. Yes.
So always talk of means goes by that golden rule, child relationship name. So through that you'll never go wrong.
Child relationship
Because
name.
yeah, because org many Salesforce have seen they are corrupted, so you can't really make a fair judgment.
Okay. So
So
if
always go through the org and then check the child relationship name and then write the quiz accordingly.
okay, okay, okay.
Are you familiar on flows?
Actually, I know a process builder, but
Flows,
I
you
have
yet I
gone
told
through
you
the
can
process
you
also.
can go through the flows like different types and all of those because it's very much important.
Okay.
Like nowadays, all the companies need flow. In my current company as well, we did.
Yes, Ankit.
Yeah, in our company as well, like we reject a candidate if they don't have knowledge on LWC and flows
Okay, okay.
because these two have become very much important for any dev project nowadays. Do you know about can I extend a class in Salesforce?
Extension is we can inheritance concept
Yeah, we can do that. Use extends keyword.
by using extends keyword we can inherit the classes.
Okay. Do we means implements? Do you know for which class do we write in implements?
For interface classes we need to write implements.
Okay.
to hide to hide implementation of the methods we use interface.
Any common interface which you recollect?
Any common in Salesforce?
Yeah.
Uh, no, no, Ankit.
Comparator, the most basic. Do you know about
Sorry.
comparator? Comparator, comparator interface. Have you heard about that?
No, Ankit. Comparator interface. Are you
It's
talking in Salesforce or Java?
it actually applies for both.
Okay.
So basically, whenever you need sorting, you can override you can implement the compare to method and use that.
Okay.
Also, like in your trigger handlers, like normally in any trigger framework, you implement the interface I trigger, and then you write the callbacks inside that and write logic inside that. So that's how you do.
Okay.
Do you know about custom settings and custom metadata?
Yes, Ankit.
What's their core difference?
Difference in custom settings, uh, we can't directly import the records. That is possible in custom metadata records. We can import and export the. In custom settings, we can't deploy the records directly. We need to do import and export in custom metadata. That is possible. And in custom settings, CRUD operations is possible. Create, edit and delete. That is not possible in metadata.
Actually, the
Custom
core,
metadata.
the first thing you should talk about the actual business case.
Business case, custom settings, mainly used for the list custom settings we use to give a static to store the static data.
No, two things. When asked about that, first talk about like just mention about the hierarchy custom settings because by default Salesforce does not enable list custom settings at all because they are depreciated.
Okay.
Now we have only custom metadata and custom hierarchical custom settings. Custom settings are used because they are dependent upon the org. So Salesforce to avoid this thing like sandbox data to be moved to production, they are not directly say we can't deploy those change
Okay.
custom settings information into another org. And customer data org is like any master data that you have. So you want suppose any state country pid list or anything like that, you can capture it in customer data. And then since it doesn't depend on the org, so you are free to deploy those records to another environment.
Hierarchy custom settings means it shows a different data as per the user, right?
Yeah, we can do that. Yes. It has the default values and then you can set it as per user as well, per user, per profile.
Okay.
It has tremendous power, but very few implementations I've seen like where they actually utilize the different levels of hierarchy inside the hierarchy custom settings. Most of the time I've seen only the org default value.
Okay. Okay.
I think we are
If custom settings to store the static data,
no,
like
never do that. Never do that. Use the
okay,
custom metadata only and list custom settings. Uh, what means Salesforce by default it's disabled. You have to ask Salesforce to enable it.
okay, okay,
For new orgs, they don't do it either because it's kind of define the use case. What a use case you have with list custom settings, the same you can do with custom metadata.
mm.
Moreover, it's easy to deploy as well.
Yes, yes.
Any final questions or we can close the call?
Ankit, one thing